button, you'll be able to see the chat thread coming up. I'll just put another message in so it might pop up for you if you haven't seen it. Here's the chat. You are welcome to just say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're calling in from today. And we're kind of doing a dual session today. So I thought there might be some of you who might just want to get out of isolation a little bit for the day and do some co-working, but don't necessarily want to do 90-day planning. If that's you, just let us know in the comments what you are going to work on today, and just mute your microphone. You can listen, you can turn your volume down if you don't want to listen to me jabbering on about 90-day planning the whole time. We are going to do some COVID-19 survival tips as well today, so as part of the 90-day planning. So it's actually not going to be exactly the same as what we normally do, because I think these uncertain times call for slightly different conversations. So yeah. Hi Kate from Christchurch, Eves and Welly, awesome. Are you guys going to 90-day plan, or just co-work, or just here to get some inspo and ideas? And how's everyone feeling at the moment? Hi Kirsty from Auckland. I've really struggled to focus this week, so I think this is going to be good for me. You guys can probably imagine what it's like for me. I feel like I have to be responsive for our community, and but it's good. It's good. Things will work out in the end. Eve's here for some company. Listen and get inspired. First time here. Is it Ida? Is that how you say your name, Ida? I don't want to pronounce it wrong, but welcome. Awesome to have you here. Yes, cool. Okay, where are you calling from, Ida? We love first timers. Oh, from Auckland, yay. Hi, I'm in Birkenhead. Okay, so if you haven't been to one of these sessions before, let's kick off. We're going to get more people joining us, and you're welcome to jibber jabber and chat in the chat as we go along. I'm going to give you a quick sort of recap of what these sessions are about and our ethos behind them if you've never been to one before, and then we're going to do 90-day planning. As I mentioned, if you are just here to co-work, you're welcome to just sit alongside us, mute yourself and mute me. And this is recorded as well, so if you have to go part way through, just go, and if you feel like coming back to do the rest of it, you can always come back to do the rest of it at a later date. But it's great to do it live, just to have that time and space to, particularly at the moment, regather your thoughts and think about the bigger picture, and also the actual action plan for the next few months, which feels all very uncertain at the moment. So let me know in the comments if you are going to be doing 90-day planning today, how you're feeling at the moment about business. I'm curious to know if you guys are feeling a little bit unfocused like me. I've heard some people talking about that they feel a little bit uncertain about trying to sell things at the moment because it doesn't feel right. And to me, it just feels eerily similar to this time last year after the Christchurch mosque shootings, when a lot of businesses didn't want to sell because it didn't feel right. And I guess it's just a reminder that things will change over time, and when they do change, things will get busy. So, and people will be, ready to purchase again and need your services again. Kate said feeling uncertain and unfocused. Yeah, you are not alone. Okay, so just wanted to run through some meeting givens today. Nicole's also unfocused, unsure how to proceed, scatterbrained. Hopefully today will help. Just a reminder that with the values for these sessions are that we've all been beginners in business. There's no judgment here. There's no stupid questions. We get it. If you have not registered for your NZBN, or aren't paying GST, or you're seeing other people talking about certain topics and you're like, I'm nowhere near that yet. We've all been there before. So don't, if you need help, just don't hesitate to shout out, because we're not going to judge you based on where you're at in your business at the moment. This is a supportive space. It's about community, and it's about helping everyone make progress wherever they're at on the journey at the moment. Welcome to share your thoughts in the comments. If you've got something to add to what I'm saying, please share, because this is a community and you guys have valuable skills as well, coming from the varied backgrounds that you come from. I'll just microphones. Yeah, you guys come from, varied backgrounds as well, and have got some incredible skills. So, I'm always, and we are all always open to hear your thoughts and ideas and input as well as we go through these sessions. Don't hold back with your questions. If you have them, just chuck them in, let it flow. We like to approach things with a growth mindset, even things like COVID-19, which is challenging. But yeah, it's through growth mindset that we have resilience, and it's through gratitude and resilience that we manage to not just survive, but to thrive through these stages and to look for opportunities, whatever they may be. And even those businesses, who I feel so much for at the moment, who have had to close their doors already because of COVID-19, there is a new path forward for those owners that may not be apparent right now, but who knows what's going to come up for them off the back of this event. Time will tell, and we just, with that growth mindset, we just have to approach things and believe that, trust the process, I guess, and trust that ultimately there are always going to be good things to find from bad things like this. And finally, we believe in each other as a community. Even though some of us have got very small businesses, together we pack a punch. So you are all very important to this community and to New Zealand and our economy. So I don't care whether you're making 20 grand a year or 200 grand a year, your contribution is important, and it's important that you get the support that you need to continue to grow. So what we will do today, I want to have a quick talk with you guys about coronavirus and mindset. We're going to be remembering our visions and trying to do some big picture thinking. Brain dump and idea generation for how to move forward in the next 90 days, considering the challenging environment that we're in at the moment. Recapping on what's actually worked for you in the last 90 days, and remembering that just because things feel very uncertain right now, in the coming weeks, you might actually be able to lean on those things going forward. And then just highlighting and narrowing down our focus into the most important actions. Mapping out your sales strategy. This is from our, flipping back to our standard 90-day plan, mapping out your sales strategy, understanding how you're going to grow awareness, and working on your content plans and CTAs. Let's just see how we go with those, because I don't want to do something that doesn't feel relevant to everybody right now. And we can always move past those if we feel like it's not relevant. But if people do want to focus on getting those sales strategies down, then we can still talk about it as we go along. So this is what we're going to do, and we're going to start with just having a quick chat around COVID-19. And so people have sort of shared in the comments, if you've just joined us, please let us know where you're joining us from, and how you're feeling at the moment. Kate said she's feeling uncertain and unfocused, so is Nicole. Eve has said she's going to see a drop in in-person classes. She's got an online business. Feel gross trying to promote at the moment. I'm pretty nervous. I jumped into my business full-time and left my office job. Yeah. And I just want to acknowledge those feelings. There are so many of us feeling like that at the moment. And obviously feeling the effects of it at the moment as well. So they're very valid feelings. Everybody else who's on the call, you're welcome to share in the comments how you're feeling at the moment, and if and how you're sort of thinking about proceeding, and if you need extra support. What I wanted to do to kick off today, pending coronavirus and everything that is going on, I wanted to do a little bit of a brainstorm with you guys and a brain dump, because if you're anything like me, your brain's like this. Let me know in the comments if you're on social media a lot at the moment and looking at the news. I feel compelled to look at the news all the time to see what's happening so that I can update people and you know, understand what the movements are and the changes, and it's very overwhelming. So I've had to put some restrictions around social media on my phone, which is, I think, proving better for me. Nicole, it's making me more anxious. I need to ban myself. Yep, on social media more than usual. Yep. So I think today is just about helping us get that focus and remember that it's the same as ever. Like, social media and the news is a distraction. You don't really need to look at it at the moment any more than once or twice a day. You could look at it in the morning to see what's happened in the news in the world overnight, and then you could, you know, click into it in the evening. Let's remember to just try and be present with our families and ourselves and our businesses, and remember that social media in general is a massive distraction from getting things done. So the longer we're on social media for, the less we're going to actually take active steps to get things done in our businesses. So really important to spend the time today, now, like putting it all out there, I think, doing a brain dump of all of the things that you're thinking about at the moment, and then picking out 1 or 2 or 3 things that you really do want to focus on at the moment. I think sometimes we lean on social media when we don't know what to focus on and we're just confused about where to go next. So I think that's probably one of the biggest things that's happening for people. And so today is about figuring out, okay, well, where are we going to go next? So I hope that sounds good to you guys. Yeah, is this resonating with you? You know, is this stuff that you want to be working on? Let me know in the comments, and we will kick into it. Okay, so Glennis said, usually on social media, I'm finding it overwhelming at present, finding Facebook very slow to okay. It's making me worried. It's very hard to get away from it. It's all my clients want to talk about too. Yep, people want that community and conversation around it, don't they? Leslie, hi, joining from West Auckland. No disruption yet to our lives. Might change if the kids end up at home. God, tell me about that. Trying to detox from Facebook and social, feeling oversaturated. Yeah, sounds good. Okay, yes, for sure. Thanks, Rose. I feel like I need to clear my head and find something to focus on my energy on instead of flapping. That's totally the word, isn't it? It's like flapping from one thing to another, looking after the kids, getting myself food, you know, yeah, thinking I should go for a walk and then getting distracted all over the show. So let's just calm ourselves. Remember that we're all in the same boat and we're probably all doing a lot of the same stuff, and that's actually okay. We need to give ourselves a bit of time to just let everything settle, and yeah, let's figure out a path forward together today. So Kirsty said, I use social media to connect with new clients. Hard to know how to approach new contacts at this time. We're going to talk a little bit about content today. So just with some COVID-19 mindset stuff, I think it is important in a time like this to remember that things will get better again. Some of you may have some buffer in your business so that you know you can afford to sit back, or not sit back, but work on your business for maybe a month or 2 while things settle, and others of you may not. And I just want to acknowledge it's a really scary time for you if you don't feel like you've got that buffer in your business. But also remember, it may happen faster than you think. With the right mindset, that's more likely to happen for you. And so what I want to encourage everyone to do is look for the opportunities for growth in your business. You never know. Even if you are about to break right now and your business is about to go under, now could be the time to do that crazy thing that you've always thought, why not? Some of us have got nothing to lose right now. So what could you do for your clients? What could you do for your community that may end up actually changing the course of things? I've seen people have, announcing to their communities that they're having to shut their businesses down and having closing down sales, and then saying, oh my goodness, this closing down sale has completely rejuvenated us. So we never know when you just go, okay, well, I haven't got a lot to lose. What would be some incredible stuff I can do, how you can change the path of things in the course of the future for your business. So we're looking for opportunities. We're looking to our competitors and we are looking to zig when others zag. So you want to be at the forefront of what's going on in your industry at the moment, especially around communication with your customers. It's really easy to feel like you want to shrink and hide in a time like this. It's really easy to say there's so much content going on online. I don't want to be just another person putting content out there to people. Actually, the people in your community might not be getting the content that you're getting, and they might really value your opinions. So I think it's really important to not shirk from the situation, but be proactive and be a leader in your space. And that may not mean sales for you right now, but it will certainly mean credibility and trust and more recognition within your space, your community, your audience for you moving forward. So when people are ready to purchase, they're going to remember that and they're going to go for you. Good time to work on your systems in your business, communicate, be visible, and step up, just what I was just talking about. And Kate's just said, also feeling overwhelmed, finding it hard to prioritize. That's nothing new, but heightened by coronavirus. Yeah. Okay, so what I want to do is go through some ideas. This is not on the printable because I've kind of varied off it today, but because I don't have a blank piece of paper with me. I've got this, one of Amelia's printables. Grab a blank piece of paper if you've got one, and let's just start by doing a brain dump of all the things that you could do in your business right now. And often when we do these brain dumps, if we haven't got something like COVID-19 going on, what's happening in people's mind is they've got all those shoulds. I should be doing this, I should be doing this, I should be working on this, I should be working on that, I should be launching this, I should be holding this event. And it's about getting all of those shoulds off your shoulders and actually just down on a piece of paper, because just writing it down often makes a difference. I think today there's a little bit of, I don't actually know what the shoulds are right now. So I've got a list of ideas that I've put together, and if you guys could share some of your ideas as well in the comments as we go through these. But what I would suggest we do is, as we go through this list, just write down on the piece of paper any of them that resonate with you at the moment of things that you could be working on. So these these ideas are things that I've thought that could be worked on based on what's happening with COVID-19 at the moment. And we've got some for service-based businesses, product-based businesses, online businesses as well. So it's just ideas of things that you can work on right now that are going to be behind the scenes stuff. They're not necessarily going to create immediate sales for you, but this might be a time when we have to let go of that a little bit, although we will be talking about sales strategy after this as well. So if you're a service-based business, and some of these ideas, work for any businesses, let's just do a brainstorm of some of the things that you could work on right now if you were going to focus on some things in your business. So all of us know we've got gaps in our businesses, things that need to get done. So if we're going to step away from the pressure to make sales for a moment and actually just focus on our businesses, what are the things on these lists that resonate with you that you most need to work on in your business right now? And just write them down on the piece of paper. We've got update your website and offers. So lots of service-based businesses get caught up in doing their service, that their website is not up to date or reflecting their brand. So if you're a service-based business owner and you're really busy delivering the service, you'll know what it's like. Your marketing might suffer. And then in times like this is when you start to see the flow stops, because you haven't got that normal, you haven't got that sort of strong process. So now is a time to work on that for the future, to create consistency. Reach out to clients to provide information, education, and insight. They have a lot of questions. Try to answer them and position yourself as an expert in your field. And I've had some really interesting comms from people. We've got some great cleaners. They come around, and I remember thinking to myself, probably this time last week, I wonder what will happen with the cleaners. if they'll lose a lot of their jobs. And like a day later, I had a text from the cleaners letting me know what their process is around COVID-19, the cleanliness and the hygiene that measures that they're putting in place coming into people's homes at the moment. And it made me really reassured that that it's fine for the now to keep going with that. So think about how you could communicate with your clients around COVID-19 and think of the things that they are going to be worried and wondering about, and be that person that is creating content for them that's going to be helpful. Create structure and systems necessary for you to be able to manage the workload when things get busy again. So what hasn't been working well when you are busy in your business? What are the gaps? Think about those gaps and think about how you can plug them. So it might be sitting down and doing a brainstorm of when things get busy, what suffers, where aren't you meeting your clients' needs? So what workflows and processes could you update at the moment that will help you deliver exceptional client experiences? You can use Loom if you've never heard of it before. Let me know in the comments if you've used Loom. As my business grew, I started to use Loom quite a lot. When I do an activity or process, I record myself doing it, and then I can send it to my VA, so that when I need to hand a job over or want to hand a job over to the VA, it's already recorded on Loom, and I've sort of talked them through it as I go. So now could be a good time to start creating processes like that. And I always love going back to basics at a time like this. Thinking about what has worked in the past, and actually working on your client experience, because so many of us, the best possible thing for our business is referrals, and we're going to get good referrals if we craft a great client experience. So now is a great time to go back and have a look at that end-to-end customer experience. And I'm not talking about bringing new customers in. I'm talking about what happens when you actually land a customer and take them through the process of magic with your service. What actually does that look like, and is there structure to it, and what structure can you put into that process to make it better at the moment, to really create epic experiences for each and every client. And then again, publish content that's going to be helpful for your ideal clients. What questions do they have? What are they Googling? Create that content and publish it. And you're going to get some, foundational content there that's going to be useful going forward for your businesses. So let me know in the comments if there's anything there. This is not rocket science. It's just going back to real basics and recognizing that sales and focusing on sales isn't everything in our businesses. And one of the big issues that we have as small business owners is we always feel like we have to sell. And sometimes that's actually really detrimental to our businesses. So now one of the opportunities is to focus on deliver. And over time, that could have a really incredible impact on the growth of your business. Let me know if this is resonating with you, and if there's any ideas there that you put down on your brain dump. What I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to copy that and paste it into the comments so you guys can copy and paste if you're doing it on the computer. Okay, great stuff. I've already started thinking of some options. This is really helpful. Oh, awesome. I just need to get out of the initial overwhelm. Amazing. Yay. Awesome. Okay, let's go to product-based businesses. Okay. As I said before, some of you will be seeing complete stop in sales at the moment, and I just want to acknowledge how scary that is at a time like this. Again, let's try and look for the opportunities here and spend time reflecting and improving our actual businesses. So if your products are, here's some ideas that I've put together, and any other ideas, hit me in the comments, because I'm not in a product-based business. Leslie said I'm totally a service business who's doing the work and not the marketing. My workload. Ooh. I'm really stumped. Can anyone see that yellow light on my computer? Can anyone see that? Can you let me know in the comments? There's just a big yellow drawing that's come up on my computer. I don't know, maybe Amelia's working on my laptop in the other room or something. She's at school. Who knows what that is? It's magic. It's magic. It's magic for us today. Let's just ignore it. So back to Leslie. I'll take some time to do some planning in this area. Yeah, let's just get back to basics and recognise that opportunity that we've got right now. So products. If your products aren't available online, let me know. Yes, we're just talking about that, Lucy. Did someone draw? I don't know who drew. It doesn't matter. It looks pretty. Nice colour. If your products aren't available online, let this be your first priority. Create a pop-up shop, even a curated look at your best sellers available online. So you'll be surprised. I've seen, what's the kids' clothing? Was it Jamie Kay? I saw they put out a new line of stuff yesterday, and I don't even follow them. But it came up on my feed, that their new line of stuff, and people were buying. Like, it was quite incredible and heartening to me to see that they had put something out there as a product-based business, and their customers were still really interested. So there is a way forward to make sales if you're a product-based business at the moment. We just need to find it and get that confidence back, and that it is actually okay to tell people that you've got stuff happening and you've got products to sell, and that you can make them available for people still. So create a way for people to purchase gift cards to be used in the future, and make sure gift cards are an option that is easily available and a simple purchase to make. Take time to run your data and numbers. Which products are your biggest needle movers? Push those. Which ones are hard to move? Information is power. So, and I've just been onto this recently. It's actually understanding your numbers, going back and do an audit, look back over your last 6 months or 12 months and figure out what has worked well, what has sold well. Is there anything that you can let go of? Is there anything in your business that sold really well that you could turn into a flagship product for your business? If you sell lots of different products, what's a product that you could be known for, that you can push really hard on social media, that you know people like, you know your audience like, and you know that over time could be a real draw card to your website and other sales and products. It's great to have a flagship product. So looking back at those numbers can make a difference. Lucy said, I'm hoping to sell more of my at-home maths books. That sounds like it could be a good one for you. Reach out to your customer database, keep them in the know, and let them know how they can best support you. This is a massive one. Like, people do want to support small businesses. People want to know what your experience is like at the moment. Speak from the heart to your customer, but maintain positivity, and reassure them that you are still here, still going, and still offering to serve them in this environment, because people will still need to buy things, birthday presents, gifts for people. Life goes on, and people will be opening their wallets and spending stuff. So it's just about, I think, messaging and doing it the right way, so that you're not being a pushy salesperson, but you're inviting people to still be a part of your business and supporting your business if they choose to. Stay active on social media. And Fiona said, not really enjoying selling products. It feels very different to provide what's needed right now. Yep, it's true. But I think, it's very hard if you're a product seller. It's just all about that messaging. And I saw one of my friends who is a stylist on Instagram the other day, and she just acknowledged it. She said, what people wear feels like the least of our worries right now. And she just had a conversation with her customers around that and acknowledged it, and is, stepping back from that hard sales pitch. But also, and I think that's what this time is about, it's stepping back from that hard sales pitch, thinking about how you can serve, support, and be present and at the forefront of people's minds, so that when they are ready to purchase, you're front of and centre of mind with them. Yes, so stay active on social media. People may be making limited purchasing decisions, but are more active online and potentially saving items for future purchase. Educate people on your product. Use this time to create resources about what you sell and help people imagine themselves being a customer or recipient. So think about ways that you can educate people on your product. Start or grow your email list. Who could be doing more on their email list? If you don't have a list of your customers that you can quickly communicate with, this is your time to shine. Focus on this list. You can offer people things, you can serve your audience, you can have a direct connection with your customers that isn't reliant on social media. I don't know if any of you follow Micaiah Carr. She had a Facebook following of 140,000 people and just lost her Facebook page the other day. Gone. So, you know, that's why your list is important. It can happen to anyone. If you primarily sell on social media at the moment, you're exposed. So if you have got an email list, you know, you've got that opportunity to always reach out to your customers. And a great thing to work on, if you haven't got an email list right now, it's actually a great thing, because people are understanding more and more about email lists and how to make them really serve your business as well as your customer. And you can start an email list now, work on that onboarding sequence. What happens after a client purchases, refine that process. Now is a great time to step back again, not worry so much about sales, and think about how you treat those customers and think about what that process is and how you can improve it. So let me know if you're a product-based business owner, if there's any ideas there. I'm going to copy and paste. Let me know in the comments if there's any ideas there that is resonating with you for things that you can do. Eve said, how do you just lose a Facebook page? How does that work? It got hacked. Hers got hacked. And she hasn't managed to get it back yet, I don't think. But it can happen to anybody. I've seen it happen time and time again. It's why one of the reasons why your email list is just so important. Social media is, you're really exposed on social media, and a business, you don't have a business if you're relying on just social media, because that could be stripped out. The not to be a scaremonger, but the rug could be pulled out from under your feet any second if that is what you've got. And that's one of the security for your business is one of the key reasons to have your email list. And you think about back to before social media was around. My first business, Kiwi Oz Nannies, the social media was not even a thing, because that business started in 2001. But every client that we registered, we took their email address so we could communicate with them over time. And we ended up with an email list of like 20,000 parents that we did nothing with because we didn't understand the power of it. And then it wasn't until 10 years later we were like, wow, this is actually a really powerful thing that we've got all these people's email addresses. And we could always connect with our clients when we needed to because of that. So those email addresses are really powerful. I'm just going to copy and paste this into the comments so that you guys can copy and paste if you need to. I thought I'd already done it, but it didn't work. Why is that not pasting? The last one worked. Copy. Do you guys actually need me to copy and paste that into the comments, or should I just move on? Let me know if you need me to copy and paste it. Don't need it. Okay. Okay, online businesses. This must be me that's drawn something on the computer here. How do I, is it this thing? Quit? No, all right. Annotate. We're just going to have to live with it. Sorry guys, it's a bit off-putting, but we're just moving on. Okay, ideas for online businesses. Serve, and serve some more. This is your moment to become a resource for your customer. You might have noticed I've been trying to do a lot of that for She Owns It. I've been, doing a lot of live videos. I've done a blog post of information resources for women in business at the moment. I'm just trying to be present and at the forefront of information sharing, because I know that people will be out there saying, if you need information on this, go to this group or go to this page. And I know that that doesn't mean that I'm then going to be able to say, hey, you're here, so come and join the members club. But I also know that it means that they're like, okay, this is a resource for us. This is a place where I can go to find information, to hear what other people are saying, who are in the same position as me, to feel a part of something. And then in time, they may then choose to come and be a member. So it's all about, education and serving and being a resource. Let people behind the scenes. Working from home is just going to get more and more common, I think. So tell people, share your reality tips and tricks to help people feel, less alone on their own journey, and share the journey with them. Educate on what you do, why you do it, and why you're passionate about it. So go back to those basic core messages about your business, why you do it, and what stands you out. And people are looking for information and distraction online right now. So talking about some of those things and framing it around COVID-19 so it makes sense for what's going on right now. So instead of just doing, for example, a live video where you sort of say, this is my business, this is why I do it, do a live video and say to people, COVID-19 is having such a massive impact on everyone in their businesses right now. It's really made me stop and remember how important my vision for my business is, and that it's my vision and that long-term vision that's actually going to see me through in what's going to be a really tricky time for my business. The vision for my business is this. The reason why I started the business is this. And so you can frame it around COVID-19, but then make sure that you're sharing your messages as you go along. Refine and hone your skills. Who's bought an online course and hasn't finished it? Has got some resources there that they've downloaded online and haven't actually accessed and implemented in their business. So think about some of the stuff that you could go back and do in terms of online learning, and try and implement that right now. Let me know if any of these ideas are resonating with you at the moment, if you've written them down as things that you might better focus on going forward. Revisit old content that can still serve your audience. Pull from the archives to reshare content. Go to your blog and go to your Google Analytics and try and find your most popular blog post, and consider how you could update it and republish it for your audience. Or resend it out, create a freebie from it, or something like that. Just how can you repurpose content that is actually going to resonate with your audience. Refresh your online presence. I feel like there's a lot of stuff here, but I hope you're pulling something from it. Refresh your online presence. Is your brand up to date, your information current? There's so much that we can do. Are there areas to improve your copy, images, and branding? And boost your visibility with more live videos. Put your hand up if you're doing live videos at the moment, or if you're not, jump on Facebook Live or Instagram Live and teach something or answer people's biggest questions. So there's so many sort of brain dumps of ideas here of things that you could be doing. The general theme is now is the time to work on your business and take the pressure off yourself to be needing to make sales if you're feeling like it's not appropriate to make sales at the moment. Now's the time to get back to some of those core messages and strategies, and it's actually a positive time forward, because a lot of the mistakes that I see people making in business is trying to sell all the time, and it falls flat because people don't understand why they should buy from you. People don't understand what makes your business different. People don't understand why they should support your business instead of somebody else's. So these are all of the core things that you could be working on right now to push forward in the future, to create more sales when it is time to create, to sell more, and when things do settle down a little bit. So it is time to focus on our businesses and look for the opportunities. So Leslie said I should definitely do more behind the scenes stuff. And Nicole, I think she said sporadically, I think meaning Facebook Lives. Okay, so thinking about the next few months, particularly the month ahead, because we've sort of acknowledged that a lot of us are feeling shaky in our focus. Let me know in the comments what one or two things that have come up for you during this sort of brain dump and idea generation session that you could work on and narrow your focus to working on moving forward. And someone, it's come up as Galaxy S10 for me, so you might want to pop your name in if you need help or tips doing videos. I've been doing these live on my page for the last 5 weeks, so you can check replays. Yay! Let me know in the comments if there's anything that's popped up to you that you think that you could and should work on. For me, the big one is always going back and revisiting the customer experience. I think that is one of the critical things that we don't work on enough, because if you deliver an incredible experience to one customer, they might tell somebody else, and that's basically free marketing for you. So Nicole, Kate, I need to do more serving and delivering. I can be working on my website copy. It's going to be redone soon. Doing more consistent live talks. Plan some webinars to replace the in-person talks I've planned for the next few weeks. Yeah, and let me know in the comments if you've been, cancelled events or actually had to cancel deliveries or give refunds or anything based on what's going on at the moment. Educate customers about why shop with us. Yeah, and put some systems around how you deliver your content and how to make it easier to put that content forward. I haven't cancelled any. Oh, hang on, I missed a comment there. It's Nicola Kane. Okay, cool, Nicola, thank you. First Zoom on my phone. Live video tips are on my Love to Video NZ page. Awesome. I haven't cancelled anything officially yet, but I'm certainly feeling as though I should. I'm not confident enough to do live videos. I've been thinking about pre-recorded content. Pre-recorded content is an awesome way to start. So when I started doing video with She Owns It, I reckon some videos I did on my phone and recorded them probably 20 times and then just ditched them. And then by the end of it, often I'll go back to the first one and just think I should have just gone with that. It's great to practice. Stick the phone up, play it back to yourself. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And no one else has to see that except for you. And over time, you'll get used to just speaking from the heart and feeling more comfortable doing that. And you don't have to go live. It's just that you'll get more exposure if you do go live. Also remember, if you're a product seller, you don't have to go live with face to video like this. If I was selling, these little video attachments, you could do a live video where you're just talking through the product without, you could just have your hands in the video and the product and talking through the product with your customers. And a lot of it is the story that you're sharing. So practice as well in your posts, your storytelling about your business. And you'll see in the post what resonates, and if it resonates in a post, it will often resonate in a video as well. Rose, I was looking at my website this morning before jumping on and thought, wow, this needs updating. Was already planning to implement a new system. It's nice to have reassurance that I'm on the right track with my thoughts. Yeah, that's great, Rose. I wanted to create online training this year. Now is the time to start. And Lucy's on Nicola's website at the moment. Awesome. Pre-record video best and use bloopers later for fun. That's a great idea. And also just one of those pivotal moments for me in business was when I read somewhere, stop consuming content and start creating content. And it made me stop and realize how much content consuming I was doing, looking at what other people are doing, feeling like I wasn't good enough because these people were out there creating this content and it was so amazing and I wasn't doing it. Loving what other people were putting out there and thinking, oh my God, wouldn't it be cool to put that stuff out there like that? And then I realized that I was never going to put it out there if I was spending so much time consuming other people's stuff. I just needed to decide what I wanted to put out there and start creating it myself and spend less time consuming and more time creating. And people who create content are often very successful. So because they're putting their ideas and getting that visibility out there into the world. And I know there's already a lot of content out there and I know it feels saturating, but there are people who want to hear your ideas and your vision and your values are valuable to the people who are waiting for somebody to stand up in your space and say, this is how I feel, this is what I believe in, and come and join me on this journey if you believe in it as well. So it's a great time to focus on all of that stuff. Okay, so any other thoughts there on sort of brain dumps and anything that you might want to focus on in the next few weeks? I think it's great just to have a couple of ideas and also have that validation that you don't have to be trying to sell hard right now. And actually, in fact, one of the great lessons I've learned with the Members Club is that when I close the doors to the Members Club and I'm not accepting new members, it's like a relief off my mind because effectively I'm not in sales mode in my business and I can just deliver. And I spend months delivering content and nurturing my audience so that then when I do open the doors, we make a whole lot of sales. And I love that model because, excuse me, because it takes the pressure off and I don't feel like I have to sell all the time. But also I've learned that's actually a really clever strategy to step back from sales and focus on delivery and focus on serving your customer and your audience and trust that when you put your magic out into the world that I know that you've got, that sales will come off the back of it if you've got a good system around it. So let's sit back and think of those systems and remember those messages and spend the time considering what are my messages, what is my vision, how am I telling people about that when they do stand up and take notice in me, how am I guiding them to becoming a customer? And then when they do become a customer, how am I wowing them with the experience? And every single one of you will have improvements to make in those spaces somewhere. And so now is a great time to be making them. Okay, so it is 11:20 already. We could go back to our workbook and work through that, but I'm conscious that it's already been nearly an hour and a half. I actually think it'll be better to finish off the session shortly. You might want to go and download the printable. I'm going to link to it in the comments. That's our standard 90-day plan printable, which you might want to go and sit and work through separately, pending all of the sort of brainstorming that we've done here today. There is a content section in here, so I'm just going to whip you through this. So we talk about income goals for the next 12 months. We sort of go back to the things that we focus on normally, but I think that some of these things will be different, but it's still great to have a goal and set those goals for the next 90 days. So consider, all things considered, what would be the best case scenario for you in the next 90 days and what would be a good scenario for you, but keeping in mind the current environment and taking a little bit of pressure off yourself, hopefully, to focus on investing the time in your business, working on your business that you might need to invest. What are the products and services you're currently planning or selling or planning to sell? So this is just about going back and doing a little bit of an audit of your business and what has been working for you in the past 90 days or the past 12 months that you can revisit moving forward again. So in the last 3 to 12 months, what has been your most successful sales strategy or period? How many sales did you make? What did you do? What can you replicate? And then if you are thinking about sales, there's all of these ideas about what you could do to increase conversions over the next wee while. So as I've talked about, now might not be the time to do this, which is why I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time going over this today. But certainly in a week's time or 2 weeks' time, you might be thinking to yourself, okay, I've put some more certain processes in place. I feel confident to go out there and make an offer to people, and I feel like it'll be well received right now. So I'm ready to do it, and this is how I'm going to do it. So the 90-day planning workbook might help you through that, and then you can plot it out. You can put your goal in. You can put in an example of content that you might be doing week on week. So, and based around those goals. So if your goal is this much in the first week, you might be building awareness and anticipation of what's coming up. You might in week 2 offer your offer, which might be, let's say, an Easter sale at this time of year. And in week 3, you might be just focusing on building awareness and, you know, planning around whatever's happening at the time of year for you. So it could just be that, you know, you're planning on building awareness for your business, and you're also aware that at the moment, let's ignore the Christmas thing and pretend that it's COVID-19 time. So you're just giving yourself some space to work on your business at the moment. So here's a blank sheet on there for you to just plot out whatever it is in the next few months. Kate, I'm not really sure how to make the goals. So you're talking about your income goals. Is that what you're talking about there, Kate? Yep, and in general, okay. Yeah, so I think with goal setting, what I find is to always start with remembering that overall vision for your business, and remembering to try and think big. Like I say, think big and act small works well. So what would the highest vision for your business be? And have a think about where you want to go with your business and what would the actual dream be. And don't, when you're thinking about that vision and dream for you, it's got to include your personal life, your business, your customers, like what's the impact that it's going to make all around. And try not to restrict yourself when you think about that as to where you are right now. It doesn't really matter where you are right now. What matters is where you want to go in the future, and giving yourself space to dream, because we all need to dream a little bit, especially right now, because this time will pass. And that vision is what will give you strength for the future to get through these times. So I always like to start with that vision and really giving yourself space. Go and sit by some water somewhere. Don't let go of what's happening right now, and don't focus on the now. Focus on the future and what the dream is. And then bring it back to the next few months and think, what did I do last year and what can I do this year? And just be realistic. Like I've had to be really realistic with my business this year because I'm having a baby. So I know that my income goals are going to go down. I'm going to earn less. And I'm just readjusting to that and being okay with it and having the conversations I need to have with my family around that as well. So in terms of actual income goal setting, this is, and people have different approaches. What I've found works for me is having a good, better and best goal. So one thing I get stuck on is how to run this business with my husband. He works a busy day job and works on our business on the side. Finding the time to work with him on these things is hard. Are you talking about working with him on goal setting and like working on the business type stuff? Yeah. I mean, do you know what? I had a really hard conversation with my business partner over in London this week. Sometimes the hardest conversations are the best conversations, the most fruitful in terms of growth for your business. If you are fearful for your business, I listened to a great Simon Sinek video before I spoke to my business partner, and it basically was talking about how to have a difficult conversation. And I'll share with you guys the 3 tips. And this is relevant for any actually sort of conversation. It's a little bit off track for today, but I found it valuable. I think you guys probably will too. If you're going to have a difficult conversation with someone, you need to tell them 3 things. You need to tell them what exactly it is that has happened, how you feel about it, and the impact that you're concerned that it's going to have. So for example, with your husband, You know, on Saturday when I asked you to sit down and do some business planning with me and you said no, it made me feel like you're not prioritizing this business, and it makes me concerned that I'm not going to have the skill set to deliver everything myself, and I'm not going to have the support from you to get what I need to move forward, and that's going to have a really negative impact on the business. And then you let that sit there with them. And so I used that technique with Karen, and it worked really, really, really well, and we had a difficult conversation, but it was a really fruitful conversation. So I would raise it with your husband that you've got some fears around where the business is going, and that it's important to you that you have his input on it in order to make, you know, progress in the future and grow, and to schedule the time, schedule it in advance and prioritize it. He works really hard on the business, but we're not doing a lot of work, but we are doing a lot of work in the business and not on it. Yeah, and now could be the time to sort of capture that opportunity and you know, put together a time slot when you can sit down and do that. In terms of your income goals, good, better, best, give yourself some flexibility. Some people go in and they'll say, I want to earn this. There's nothing worse than setting yourself this massive goal and then not achieving it. Put your hand up and let me know in the comments if you've done this, and then constantly feeling like you're never doing well enough because you're never reaching the goal that you've set for yourself, and you never feel like you've achieved what you want to achieve. So this is an opportunity for you to set high goals for yourself, but also recognise that good might just be meeting your expenses for the month, okay? And better might be a little bit of profit. Or if you're a startup, good might be meeting half of your expenses for the month, you know? So it could be based on what do you know your business is going to cost you in the next month. A good result at the moment is just covering expenses, for example, for you, and it could be different for everyone based on what's going on at the moment. A better result might be covering your expenses with a little bit of profit. And a best result might be like just kicking it out of the ballpark and creating something that actually ends up having an impact and increasing your sales right now. So that's sort of a way to benchmark setting your goal for the month ahead, especially at the moment when we're kind of looking at scaling back rather than expanding, and looking at how you can reduce costs and streamline your business to get ready for when things get busier again. And Nicola's said, how's everyone doing with family members being home a lot more? I'm finding it hard to get quiet time as it is. So if we get quarantined, I can see it being harder. Nicole said she's worried about that too. It would be hard to get anything done. Yeah, and I'm in that position. I mean, if my kids end up coming home from school and our nanny is having to stay home in quarantine, then I'll be looking after the kids because my husband needs to work full time and he'll be working from home doing that. So I'm not quite sure how we'll approach that. So I'll be sort of skeleton working if that's the case. So then back to the workbook, show me the money, the products and services you're currently selling or planning to sell, what's been your highest earner, just focusing on the thing that could bring you in the income, what has worked, what can you replicate going forward, plotting it out, remembering what sets you apart, and then thinking about that process of discovery and nurturing your clients. So many of you don't have this process in place, or you'll have bits of it but not all of it. So now is a fantastic time to make it cohesive. And I'm always going back to revisiting this and looking for opportunities on how to improve it for myself. So what's the one platform or strategy you're going to focus on in the next 90 days? How are you going to capture leads? How are you going to nurture those leads? And how are you going to measure your results? And then there's some ideas for content buckets that you can create for your clients. And these are all things that we've talked about in that idea generation. But you could sit down and actually just write out some content ideas for the next few months based on what's happening at the moment. And then just finally believe in your heart that you're meant to live a life of magic, of passion, purpose, magic and miracles. I like that because it takes you back to your vision, takes you back to that you are worth this. It is going to be a hard couple of months ahead, but fall back on that we all need time to work on our businesses and to look for the opportunities, to zig when other people zag, to get yourself out there and be visible for your customers. And, you know, if you're in a space where you're really desperate about sales right now, then there could be some hard questions that you need to ask yourself about the viability of your business and how in the future you can improve that so that you've got a bit of buffer. It's a lesson. It's a lesson for all of us in a time like this that we might need to expand our business model, expand our product range, all different types of things. But that's what the growth mindset is, right? Growth mindset is about looking to the opportunity in a time of stress. And that is what we all need right now in order to move through this. So let me know if this has resonated with you, if you've got some ideas from today, or if you are still feeling kind of overwhelmed, not sure what to focus on. I really encourage you to go through the 90-day planning workbook. Shout out in the members club if you're just feeling completely unfocused. Let us know what your business is. Let us know what you're struggling with, and we will point you towards some resources that could work for you right now. So thank you. It's been helpful and reassuring, good, calming, I hope. Don't go on social media today. Full house aside, now's the time to work on our businesses, plan content and direction. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Nicole, for that feedback. It's really daunting imagining kids at home with us full time right now. Yes. We'll all slot into a new routine, particularly if schools create an online learning environment. I'll be working with my preteens about how to respect each other. And I've also actually been thinking what a beautiful time it could be to spend more time with our families at home, and just be forced to spend more time with our families. I think it's actually a really great thing to be around each other. And we don't tend to do that in our day-to-day lives. In fact, we find many reasons why not to. And I think it could be a really beautiful opportunity for us to reconnect as families and focus on the really important things in life and be grateful for what we've got. I can hear Timmy out there now. Awesome. Thanks, Nicole. Thanks, Eve. A couple of pages of notes, a reminder to refocus on all the basics. I've got some solid ideas now for what to do. Awesome. I can put my nervous energy into something constructive. Yes. And let me know in the members club if you've taken anything from today and done something proactive this afternoon with it. Pick one thing that we've spoken about and actually action it and get it done and focus and work on it. Yes, baking and hanging out easy with my teens now. Thanks to this, agree reconnecting is what we can focus on. Yeah. So I shared a Helen Keller quote on my Instagram the other day. I'll finish off with that, which I thought was really pertinent at the moment. Although the world is suffering, it's also full of the overcoming of it, which I thought was beautiful, because we forget that there's a lot of bad stuff going on, but look at all the positive, incredible stuff that's coming from it. So keep heart, stay in the game, zig when others zag, try and be the one who shines when other people's light is perhaps, struggling to stay bright at the moment. And, there is an element of business that is, do or die. And this time will certainly see some businesses going under, which is, a shame for those of you who that will happen to, if it does happen to, but also an opportunity for a new path and a new direction. And for those of you who manage to see it through, it's an incredible opportunity, because there's going to be less competitors and more scope for growth off the back of it. So let's just keep an eye to that. Okay, ladies, have a fantastic day, and let me know in the members club, if you've found this useful, it's always great for me to get feedback from you, and hear that it's been useful, so that we know what to do in more sessions coming up. But this has been a bit different today from our last sessions for 90-day planning, because I think we needed something a little bit different. So I hope you're all good. Hope you've enjoyed today, and we'll look forward to hearing how you continue to get on in the members club. Okay, bye ladies.